Hey everyone, it's Emma here from Just a Girl Who Loves Elvis. After our last episode, which was a little quieter and more reflective, I really wanted today to feel different. Because when I think about Elvis at Christmas, yes, I think about faith and meaning and reflection, but I also smile. And I think that matters. Because Elvis didn't just feel deeply, he laughed deeply. And Christmas was one of the times a year where that joyful, playful side of him really came out. So today, I wanted to spend some time with that Elvis. The one who teased, the one who laughed, the one who loved making Christmas feel special. Not perfect, not polished, but alive and warm. This episode isn't heavy, it's affectionate, it's cozy, and it's one of my favourites to talk about. Someone whose life was anything but ordinary, Christmas gave Elvis something incredibly rare. A sense of ease. The pressure lifted just a little. The expectations softened. And for a brief moment, he wasn't Elvis Presley, the icon. He was just Elvis at home. And that mattered. Christmas gave him permission to relax, to laugh, and to enjoy himself without feeling like he had to be anything for anyone. And honestly, I think he cherished that. People sometimes imagine Graceland at Christmas as formal or quiet. It wasn't. It was warm. It was busy. It was noisy in the best possible way. Music playing, people coming and going, decorations going up. Laughter echoing through rooms that had seen so much life. Graceland at Christmas didn't feel like a museum. It felt like home. Now, something that always makes me smile. Elvis loved Christmas decorations. And by loved, I mean subtly, was never part of the plan. If one Christmas tree looked festive, Elvis probably thought, yes, but what if we added another? Lights weren't there to gently suggest Christmas cheer. They were there to announce it. Graceland at Christmas didn't whisper holiday spirit. It joyfully shouted it. And honestly, that feels very Elvis. This is something I think gets overlooked. Elvis was funny. Not in a loud, attentive-seeking way, but in a dry, cheeky, sometimes mischievous way. He teased people. He joked. He enjoyed watching reactions. And Christmas brought that side of him out even more. When Elvis felt relaxed and safe, his humour flowed naturally. He liked laughter. He liked seeing people happy. And I genuinely believe that making people laugh was one of the ways he showed love. Now let's talk about Christmas presents. Because Elvis did not do small gifts. He didn't do just a little something. Elvis did generous. Elvis did unexpected. Elvis did over the top in the most loving way. I always smile imagining someone opening a present thinking, oh, this is lovely. And then slowly realising this is not socks. Elvis loved the moment of surprise. He loved seeing joy land on someone's face. And Christmas gave him the perfect excuse to lean fully into that. What's important to understand is that the joy wasn't about the gift itself. It was about the reaction. It was about knowing someone felt thought of, valued and remembered. Christmas amplified that instinct in him. Giving made him happy. And that tells you a lot about his heart. Yes, Elvis loved gospel music at Christmas. But Christmas music wasn't always serious for him. Sometimes it was playful, sometimes nostalgic, and sometimes just fun. Christmas music gave Elvis permission to enjoy music without pressure, without needing it to mean anything profound every single time. Joy matters too, and Elvis understood that instinctively. Now, we can't talk about Christmas without mentioning food. And Elvis understood comfort food on a very deep level. Christmas wasn't about restraint. It wasn't about rules. It was about enjoying yourself. Meals weren't rushed. They were shared. They were familiar. They were comforting. Christmas food isn't about perfection. It's about warmth. And Elvis knew that. Christmas at Graceland wasn't just about family in the traditional sense. It was about the people Elvis felt close to, his chosen family. And while relationships were complicated, one thing was consistent. Elvis hated the idea of people feeling left out of Christmas. If you were there, you mattered. That tells you everything. Even with all the noise and laughter, Christmas also brought quieter moments. Watching films, listening to music, sitting without expectations. Those moments mattered to Elvis too. They allowed him to slow down, even if just for a little while. This is the Elvis I feel closest to. Not the performer, not the icon, but the man who laughed, teased, spoiled people, and generally loved making Christmas feel special. Joy doesn't make Elvis less meaningful. It makes him more human, and I love him for that. Elvis didn't just celebrate Christmas once. He carried its spirit with him. Through generosity, through kindness, through the moments that weren't announced or recorded. Christmas reminded him how he wanted to live. And that matters. I just want to say this clearly. Elvis being fun does not take away from his depth. I think it adds to it. Sometimes joy is the bravest thing a person can choose. And Elvis chose it often. In our next episode, we're going to slow things down again and talk about Elvis and Christmas memories that stayed with him his entire life. The moments that lingered long after the decorations came down. As we come to the end of today's episode, I hope this one made you smile. Because Elvis didn't just give us music. He gave us warmth. He reminded us that joy matters, that laughter matters, and that Christmas doesn't have to be perfect to be meaningful. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and as always, Merry Elvis Christmas, everyone.